gonna be time to hit up Defiance. Just give me one moment here to do all my settings real quick. All right. We are gonna check out Defiance. Defiance, as you can see, is a game that you can play on your browser. It is a game that you can also wishlist on Steam. If you play on your browser, just do like F11, you can get it full screen. I'll give you guys a brief intro here, but I do have to be brief. We are playing in the Mythic tournament today. Mythic card reward. They had a new patch, and in the new patch you can only register to tournaments 10 minutes before. This is because some of the key events were, in some cases, filling up. And there were, like, in some cases, a good number of, like, AFK players. So they want only really active players ready to go. This is like a new patch thing. New patch, I think, was 2 days ago. So we can't sign up. We'll probably get a spot, but the last Mythic tournament had like 62 or 63 entrants. I'm actually kind of curious to see how many we get. But yeah, Mythic cards in Defiance are ridiculously hard to get. Defiance is a card game where you basically play to earn the cards. The game is not monetized at all. So the only thing that you could do to get cards is play. And the game is also free. Now, I have not played very much in this last patch. You can see patch notes here, but you can also see patch notes on their Discord. They have a pretty good Discord community. They also have a spectate feature on their events, so I haven't played much in the last few days. I've been kind of busy. But I have been spectating a few of the events in the past few days since the patch. So I have a secret deck that I will be playing for the tournament. I think it is not the best deck, but last time they had a Mythic tournament, it was the day of the patch, so no one knew what anyone was playing. I got second place in that one. That was like a couple of weeks ago. We do have that on stream if you want to check the VOD. This one, with the meta having already stabilized a little bit, I think I'm better off playing a deck for the first time than I am playing the meta deck. Okay, so that's the reasoning behind that. I have not played this deck before, but I've played a ton of Defiance, so I am pretty familiar with, at least expecting to be pretty familiar with how that's going to play. This deck slot here, you see it has like a funky symbol here. It's like kind of like an infinity on a square. Okay, so this is a golden deck. I'll just kind of explain. Actually, let me just show you guys like some cards here. Okay, so I got like a level 3. Okay, so like this card here, Celestial Flag Bearer. Okay, it's a basic card. I think everyone has one. You can see below the name. So if you go play Defiance, you can sign up with a Google account. In like 3 seconds, you will have this card and also all the basic cards. Okay. So you'll have a Celestial Flag Bearers, but yours will be like level 1. Okay. So you level up cards using honor, and you gain honor by playing. Basically, like complete daily quests and daily battles, and you can like level up your cards. But the card levels are not used in tournaments. Tournaments use a skill system. So when you level up a card, it gets slightly better stats, basically. Tournaments have a skill system. So you can see here, the tournament we're going to play in is skill level 4. So all players have all of their cards set to level 4. Okay. So this is the max level of a card. And this is significant because some cards have like very significant breakpoints on certain levels. For example, a card like Hino. So at the end of your turn, all your units get +2 attack. at level 1, 2, and 3, this is 1 attack. But at 4, it's plus 2 attack. So at 4, he's literally twice as good than level 3. There are a few cases for cards like this, but there's also cases for removal breakpoints. Like some removal will work on some units on some levels, but won't work on other levels. An interesting one is Shatter, which is like a really good removal actually. So it returns a foe, but it has an attack cap. So this attack cap makes it so you can use it on like one particular unit, but it might miss it at like level 3 or like level 2. So, you know, if you really want to get like a high level of mastery across all the different skill levels of the tournaments, it kind of does play into that, and it's actually pretty cool. It's not trivialized that we're like, hey, everyone just has the same cards. Yes, that's true, but if you really want to min-max it and take advantage and learn like the intricacies of the skill system with the deck that you're playing, you can go pretty deep on like, you know, min-maxing with that. The new addition is the golden deck. So when you see this symbol on a tournament, it uses your golden deck. So your golden deck is this one. I'm not going to click on it because we're going to keep our deck secret for now. But when you have your golden deck open, you can add any card in the game to it. Now, I actually have every card in the game, so it's not actually any different for me, but I might be one of the only people with it. Okay, I might be one of the only people that actually has all the cards. I played the market for like a month and won a huge amount of the tournaments in that time. If I click on this page, my game used to crash. I have 188 pages of auctions. The entire auction house right now has 7. So yes, if you were an absolute madman like me, you can play the market and spend a crazy amount of time to acquire all the cards. But now with the golden deck system, you don't need to do that. Not all the tournaments use the golden deck. You can see some of these don't. But a lot of the really significant ones, I think they are going to use the golden deck system. So basically, in this tournament that we're about to play in 11 minutes from now, everyone has access to all the cards, and all the cards have their levels equalized. So in this tournament we're about to play in, if someone makes literally a brand new account in 5 minutes, they can play with the exact same cards and power levels of absolutely anyone else. Okay, so it's super duper fair. All right. Now these mythic cards are ridiculous. Card acquisition in Defiance is pretty fast at the start, but it's really hard to get like it's to get all the mythics in the game is insane. Most people that play don't even have 1 mythic. Okay, it took me like 3 weeks until I got my first mythic, and I got very lucky. I just pulled it from a pack. Just crazy. There have been, to my knowledge, 4, maybe 5 mythic card tournaments ever in the history of Defiance. So today's tournament is very significant because it is one of those. Mythic cards, they're generally just pretty high power level. So there you go, those are the mythic cards. Like Zedrax, which is really good. Misao, which is hard to use, but it's really good. King Behelmius kind of sucks, but his stats are really, really high. So one day someone will figure out how to use them. Forge Master was my first mythic ever. Emperor Dartanesh is an entire deck you can make around it. Witch Lurpa is the most overstated card in the game, and the condition is not too bad. Your opponent needs 8 cards in their discard pile, so cost 2 for 12 attack. Gwyneth is tied for the highest stat efficiency in the game. Your opponent has to have 3 tactical points during their last turn. That is a lot harder of a condition than Witch Lurpa. So Gwyneth is generally not quite as good, but Witch Lurpa is an Infernal. So if you're not playing Infernal and you want Giga stat efficiency... Oh, is it sign up time? Okay, sign up, let's go. Alright. Yeah, so Gwyneth has been played in a few decks that I'm aware of. And Queen Clasilla is... Actually, Queen Clasilla is even more overstated for the cost, but you can only play it on turn 10. And this was essentially nerfed a little bit because about a month ago there was a patch with a last stand mechanic. The way that it works in a game is you play for points. One player plays, then the other, and you accumulate points across the lanes. You guys will see shortly enough. I can kind of explain, hopefully, the first match. I'll do my best. I'm going to try to play pretty seriously at the same time, so I will just do my best, no promises. But basically, before they made the last stand mechanic, the player who went second effectively could play an uninterrupted combo turn. And that was kind of insane. So if you went second and you had like a combo finisher, your opponent literally couldn't react because 10 turns was the cap, basically, unless you tied. But effectively, it was the cap. Turn 10, going second, you basically got the last word in. And that was pretty unfair and kind of skewed the entire game to combos and basically decks that could pump out a huge amount of points on the final turn. And if you went second and you were playing one of these decks, you'd have a huge bump in your win rate. So now the way that it works is if the point differential like changes on the last turn, it goes to turn 11. And then it goes to 12 and to 13. So it only stops doing that when effectively one player for both players' turns is ahead on points. So that mechanic change effectively nerfed Queen Clasilla because you can still only play her on turn 10. Why does that matter? Well, quite often the game goes after turn 10. So if it's like turn 11 and then you draw Queen Clasilla, you literally can never play it anymore. Okay? So Queen Clasilla is a little bit nerfed, but it's still a pretty good card. So those are the mythics. You're not missing the tournament. You're on a trip. Hotel Wi-Fi don't fail you. Okay. Turn 10 or later. Oh, it said turn 10 or later? Hell yeah, let's go. Dude, I didn't see that patch note. Okay, that's good. Spoiler, it's in my deck. I'm playing Queen Clasilla in the event. So this is fantastic news. Alright. But yeah, you can check patch notes in game. They do very, very regular balance changes. It is a game where it's kind of like fun to like improve your collection and all that. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to be like too like tunnel visioning on like one specific deck because these things change all the time. They don't add new cards very often, but they very regularly redesign cards that aren't like doing very much. So I mean, you saw my auction history, and I sold like 3 or 4 of them. I think I sold 3 of 4 that I listed. So I was stockpiling Anne because one of the category of cards that they are kind of like redesigning are the non-hero legendary cards. There's not many anymore, but there used to be quite a few. So I was actually stockpiling Anne because I knew one day they will make her into a hero. She was kind of bad before, and now she is... I don't know, but she's very interesting. When you play a recruit, draw a card. On deploy, return all recruits to your hand. That's wild. I haven't seen anyone pull this off, but that could be something. And apparently other people think so too, because they have been purchasing my Anne cards on the market lately. Yeah. So yeah, that's just like one example of the kind of stuff that they're doing. The only card that they have actually added to the game since I've been playing it, and I've been playing almost since the beginning, is me. This is me, guys. Yes. No cap. No, they have like actual artists. They have a company like they told me they had like 30 something employees, but that was like over a month ago. So they like this is a pretty big company that's working on this game. They misspelled my name. Well, you know, they don't want to like make it cheesy and put like streamer names on their cards. But they did ask me to like record a line like a month ago, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll just do it. I didn't realize it put me into the game because at that point they hadn't added a card to the game ever. So I didn't think they were gonna do that, but apparently they did that. All right. Play the line. I actually don't know what I said. It was like 6 weeks ago or something now. But yeah, Master Strategist Car is the only card that they have added. Normally, like they change the cards a lot. They rebalance the cards a lot. They tweak the bugs a lot. They are redesigning cards in major ways, but this is the only card they've actually like added on top of the existing card pool. This is the only one so far. So he can't be revived, and he's factionless. On deploy abilities do not trigger on the opponent's next turn. This guy has seen some play. He's a playable hero. Yep. All right. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Ephemeral. Ephemeral is a faction that is focused on casting spells. I will be doing a little bit of that. I practiced this deck today, so I'm not going to be playing it badly or anything, I don't think. But I know for a fact that it's not the strongest deck right now. It's just like I want to avoid playing meta, and the surprise factor has done really well for me. I've actually never won a Mythic tournament, but I've placed second in 3 of them. Alright, just don't. Just don't, okay? But placing second is pretty good, because you guys saw, like, the tournaments are on an even playing field. Wow, there's not even that many players on this one. Get in here. I think the fewest in a Mythic tournament was the last one, which was like 61 or 62 players. So, yes, getting second was pretty legit. How long are the games? The games are between 7 and 15 minutes, but I would say that the average is typically closer to the 7. It's not like mid. Well, this particular tournament, we might be getting pretty lucky because it's like a horrible time for EU, and a lot of people play from EU. So, well, sucks for them, I guess, because I really want Mythic cards. Let's go. It's 5 a.m. here. Right. Right. Most of the really big tournaments in the past are much earlier in the day, which kind of hits both NA and EU. I think they had a Mythic tournament earlier in the day yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't home on that one, so I couldn't participate in that one. Yeah, that's how you get second place. I'll be happy if I get second place still. I'll be happy if I get second place. You still get pretty good rewards. Alright. Let's do this. Whew. Oh, dude. Odds are gonna be pretty good. Pretty good odds. Louise is here. Louise makes YouTube content for Defiance. If you guys want to learn about the variety of decks and strategies. We're against an Infernal. How about that? Okay. Well, you guys see a big part of my deck in this opening hand. So these Chaos Casters, they generate a spell that draw discard for 1. Used to cost 0 and was ridiculously popular in pretty much every single deck that played Ephemeral. Things have generally changed somewhat. Now they are still quite popular.
Next.
The 3 sacrifice guy.
Sisters, the time is nigh.
Here are some seeds for your corpse.
Should be good here. My deck, so this guy gets automatically played when you discard him. Normally I'd want to kind of spread the lanes out a little bit, but I'm not really able to there.
For my mistress.
Got a big boy, okay. Never another ally dies. Got it. Quite a few stats. I'm gonna go for it.
You can't win without a strategy.
We can do more sacrificing, more 28s.
I am the hammer. You, I am the hammer. You, the nail.
I really like that, but... Okay.
You will die alone.
That might be a problem. problem indeed. I didn't realize he was playing Emperor Dartnish. Normally, that guy is played early and needs to be frost purged immediately. We are in a lot of trouble. I think that's why I played 4 and then 5. That should work there. Oof. Okay. We're doing terribly. I think we're gonna lose. He did pretty well to delay his Emperor. If his whole deck is based around Emperor, it's like he plays Emperor, I play the card that removes its effect, and he just loses. It's kind of like a gimmick strategy. But pulling it like mid-game, when I can't even draw cards, well, that's a problem.
Ah! Almost got it!
Honestly, I don't know if I can win anymore. That's a good pickup. I will probably have to draw... Jesus. I'll probably have to draw... my guy. 16 total. So that's actually not enough, right? Yeah, it's not enough.
Here are some seeds for your corpse.
I will have to top deck something to remove the stats from these. Yeah, it's single elimination. Normally they have like tournaments like every hour, so the single elimination plays just fine. Obviously on a Mythic event, you want to try to not get too unlucky, like I am getting. I literally have to top deck a hero. 1 in 15. Oh my god, he has all 3 of those.
Stay down.
That guy, I needed top deck Mecrodamus. I think I can still win if I do. Yeah. Nope, didn't get it. I actually got Emperor Dartnished. That's so rough, dude. I thought nobody played that because of how weak it is. It's kind of like a gimmick combo, but it worked on me. Rip in peace. Alright, let's follow the rest of the event. Let's see what these guys are doing. These guys are done. Alright, let's watch this. So this guy's playing the... So they buffed Vilmoera quite a lot. It used to be on deploy, get 2 attack for each spell in your hand at level 4, and now it's plus 2 attack at level 1, and on 4 you can see it's plus 4 attack. So basically they play a bunch of spells. They typically try to play the guy that I played that doubles your hand, and then with a ton of spells in hand, they play them. Looks like he's losing pretty badly though. Bulldrog, you have to sacrifice 2 units to play this, and it does an end of turn 6 damage strike.
Wait for my mark.
32. Not quite that. Oh, 32. Plus 32. Okay. I believe the Infernal player will be winning this one. But you can see how low the point totals are. The deck that I was playing was just proactive stats and removal. Like, I had a point total of 140. Even while my opponent was removing my cards.
For my beloved. For the Emperor.
Wait for my mark.
Mervina has been changed so many times. It now can only be played if the opponent kills one of your units on their turn. Which, if you're killing the stuff, you have to know it's coming. Alright, looks like we're going to go... Let's see who advanced here. So Louise is still in. iSurprise is still in. Ramos, he's iced on Discord if you want to give him a shout out. Oh wow, Ramos versus Louise. Ramos got first place. He actually won the last Mythic. He beat me in the final. Ramos was playing Big Celestial. I have not seen anyone play Big Celestial in this patch, but I think it's playable. They didn't actually change very much about it, and it puts up pretty big numbers. So I'm hoping to see Big Celestial here. Big Celestial is very difficult to play. Normally, if you have really big cards, you have to... He's playing Celestial. You have to wait several turns in order to play them. I didn't describe it because we're now just getting into gameplay here, but you have a maximum of 6 mana, but you only recover 3 per turn. So to play anything over 3, you essentially have to bank mana. Louise is playing Enchantress. Enchantress, end of turn, pulls a spell from the deck. He buffed it with a Power. Power is a 1-cost spell that just adds some stats. This strategy is you play this, and then if it gets killed, you res it with the Witch Doctor. Both of these players are kind of living on a prayer here. If this thing doesn't get killed, he can Frost Purge, which disables the effect. Disabling Enchantress is the main way to counter her, because if you kill her, Ephemeral players always run Witch Doctors, which can resurrect it from the graveyard.
What can I get you?
For 2, he is not able to kill the Clupo. The Clupo is going to Frost Purge Enchantress. I'm not sure what Ramos is playing. These are not cards you would include in a big Celestial deck. I'm expecting Louise to be playing a deck similar to what we saw on the other side of the board on the last Spectate, where you just fill your hand with spells, duplicate it, and play the payouts. Give +6 attack to an ally in your hand. So this is a hand buffing Celestial deck. This is a combo deck that relies on buffing Celestial units that multiply themselves when they're played. I've never seen this work. Actually, a few weeks ago it didn't work. Cards that duplicate themselves when played did not retain stat buffs. So it just straight up didn't work before. Now they do retain stat buffs, and after that change, they have also improved some of the cards that buff them, like this one, like Onem. Onem used to like buff units in the row, which was like pretty awful. So he is now part of that setup, I guess. He's stealing the Assegai, trying to stifle the draw of the ephemeral player. Draw is super important with these spell decks. He's denied draw a little bit, but still got a huge hand. I don't know if he's going to be successful in doing that. 3 spells. Wow, that's actually very little. 3 spells is very little. This might go somewhere.
Ready for another song?
End of turn, all units +2 attack. Celestial has a mechanic where they fly every 3 turns. You can manipulate the fly timer. So he played Hina, which is a card you definitely want to kill as soon as possible, on the turn where it can't be targeted. You can still kill stuff if it can't be targeted, but it's just a lot harder to do so. And some decks do not have the tools to do that. Most decks don't have the tools to do that. So that's why he played it there. Kino is a bit of an odd inclusion in this deck. I imagine he's playing it only because it's a skill 4 tournament where his power is double, as I showed you guys earlier. Does it matter where you place the card? Yes. So there are 4 places that you can play them. There's this, which is the Brawler row. It's kind of like the melee row. Going for the effect disable with the Mechrodamus, of course. The flanks have 2 spots. The melee row has 5 and the ranged row has 6. Cards themselves are either ranged or brawlers. So if you have a brawler heavy deck, you typically put the brawlers in the flanks. If you have a ranged heavy deck, you put the ranged in the flanks. It does matter. A lot of units, specifically ones with removal, have effects that usually apply to those on the other side. So if you have like a ranged unit that kills something on the other side, if you put a unit on the flank, it's more likely to be removed because it can be killed by an effect of a brawler or a ranged. But typically, the flanks are a bit more vulnerable. If you have more points in one of the lanes, one of the 4 lanes, when your turn begins, you get a bonus tactic point. So that's what we saw there. So Louise has more points in the brawlers and more points in this row here at the start of his turn, so he gets tactical points, 2 tactical points. He has a lot of tactical points right now because his opponent has been playing True Face of Loyalty, which steals units up to 10 attack and gives tactical points equal to the attack stolen. So he's been stealing units. That's why he has so many tactical points. Typically, tactical points are fairly small when it comes to tournaments that are skill levels like 3 and 4, because the stats of the cards goes up so much higher while the tactical point system remains the same. Archgeneral Azram. Fill your flanks with 1 attack recruit units. Very popular legendary hero for Celestial. So Louise actually played Hakumage plus 2 attack for each spell you've played this game. He played that on turn 8, which is very strange. I would not have expected that. Perhaps he is going to play a Beastmaster Godeus, which is the 6 cost plus 8 for each spell in your hand. And he just doesn't want to play the spells. It is quite a few points, like 93 points is pretty high. I'm expecting Ramos to do something with his Onem buffs.
Yes, you are right, of course.
Lord Evanon.
Chargers awaiting orders.
Okay, so he's playing a 0-cost charger that he's going to bounce with Evanon.
I won't stand cowardice.
Or not. I'm not sure that's a good idea because you can't use the ability again next turn. I mean, it'll still be free. You might as well. It'll still be free. It still gets a stat buff. So last stand begins. He's already ahead on points, so he's just going to try to play. There it is, Beastmaster Godeus. Only 4 spells, though. Not very many. He's gonna start using the spells. He might have on-trigger discards. He does. This gives shield to a unit. The Celestial deck rarely does any direct damage, so the shield is pretty much completely useless. The shield is really good against other matchups, and honestly, I've never even seen the Celestial deck before, so yeah, that's fine. I'm running that card too in my ephemeral deck. So he needs to pull off 65 points.
One moment.
Martogon. I don't know if he's gonna do it. I don't know if that's enough. I think he's still short. Nope. Not quite enough. Louise takes it. Yeah, it looks like the ephemeral core for playing spells is just really strong. Let's check out the other game. So this is a Infernal Mirror. Murdokai, when you play him, you have to sacrifice 2, but the ones that you don't sacrifice, they get Undying 4. So when those guys die, they come back with 4 attack. Remove 2 cards from the opponent's discard pile. 93 to 37. We're on turn 9. There are some pretty crazy combos that can put up an enormous amount of points very quickly. But that's a big gap.
You will die alone.
Oh, dude, this is the guy that eliminated me. Geminra. The late Emperor.
The master's will be done.
What did that accomplish, though? Conjure Sarsadin. Looks like he's just playing lots of removal. Just playing a highly disruptive deck can do pretty well, but in the matchups where your opponent is just playing raw stats, not really so effective. Louise is playing Geminra. This is the #1 ladder player. Not a lot of people play ladder that seriously anymore, but when they used to, he was still #1. So, and he's playing against the guy that eliminating me that is still in and doing pretty well. Now, if he's been like watching my stream, he might know that Geminra is going to play a mid-game Draconath. That trick will not work twice against me. Like, if I replayed that matchup, I ain't losing that one. Because I have a hero search for the counter. I just won't use the hero button until I counter, right? So there's no way that I lose to that if I play against it a second time. But honestly, I doubt that Louise is watching because he's probably focusing as much as he can on his own games. But yeah, a gimmick like that in a Mythic tournament, I mean, that was kind of my idea going in, right? I was going to play a deck I never played before just to surprise some people. Well, I got surprised, so... YOLO Moatar. If he uses the hero search for Leah, leaves that up, and doesn't have Mecrodamus, he will lose. Think that's, yep.
Binds us together.
Now he might have Mecrodamus. He might have the card to counter the play that's coming. But he might not. So the points are the total of the lanes plus the tactical points. The tactical points are permanent. They cannot be removed. Let's see if he does the Draconath play. He doesn't.
Next. Oh, dinner.
I am blown away. He literally could have dropped it, Moatard it, his hero thing is down. He wins like 75% of the time straight up. I would have just taken that. 70% win against the #1 ladder player. I'd take that. I literally just take that.
Your death is
But okay, let's see it unfold. Okay, so that has Undying and that has Undying. So he's baiting Mecrodamus on the blowpipe, I guess. I mean, it's not much of a bait now. He's just gonna, he can just kill it if he wants. Oh no, I guess if he kills it, it comes back without the cooldown. Oh, that's interesting.
There you are.
Phew, 5 spells. Okay. That was not the right play. Yeah, that emote signifies that that was not the right play. He played a card with enormous stats that gets its stats removed with Frost Purge that he just reset. Oof. That is a mythic costing blunder, Louise. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's nasty, dude. Oh, that is very rough. Oh, man. Okay. So, if he kills it off, he can res it. So, there's still lots of play left. Let's see where this goes. I'm really curious to see how Geminra plays Draconath. Does he play it here?
You will die alone.
Okay. Alright, let's see if Louise has Mekra. Does he have Mekra in hand? He doesn't.
Wait for my mark.
Yeah, so if Geminra just played the stuff right at the start, he just would have had crazy stats and just won that way. Now, he still might win. But it's going to be a battle now.
For my mistress.
Because he's like 3 turns behind on scaling. Let's see this.
There you are.
Oh, he's gonna try to outstat him. That's really hard to do. Yeah, I don't know about that. The highest stat I've achieved? I mean, we're talking about cards that have been nerfed like 4 times since I achieved it. But I've gotten 390 points. Nothing close to that is even remotely possible now. It was with Corina before she got Giga nerfed, and Reynal before it got Giga nerfed, and Grugol before he got Giga nerfed. And then I was looping it with a mechanic that's no longer possible.
Foolish to challenge me. You will burn.
It's gone a long way. He's gonna try to hit 14. He hit 14. That's nice. So Louise might be aiming to just Frost Purge the Moatar late game, but Geminra is running a huge amount of Devour. So if he has any more Devours, he's probably fine. There's another. Jesus, he's good at drawing Moatars. Holy moly. Menorah. I never got 390 points of Menorah. I think Louise might be hoping for a top deck Mechrodamus, but I don't know if that'll be enough because the last stand mechanic. Like, if he nukes this with Mechra, you can do that next turn for another 20.
Stay down, fool. Where you belong.
So that'll be 22, because that comes back with +2, which brings him up within 5. No, that gets 2, within 3. So if he can get 3 power with anything, he wins. Oh, not necessarily. But if he can get 3 power, he doesn't lose right away. If he can extend the game, he'll win. But he only has 3 mana right now, and a lot of his units... Wow. Wow, clever. Okay. So that put him over, and he did that because this still has a cooldown available, but that's a big gamble, because if... Like, at 12, Louise can kill that. 2 mana Blizzard will get rid of it. If Louise hits this with Blizzard, there's only 1 Moatar left. He drew all 3 against me, all 3 against the last guy we saw him play. Is he really gonna draw all 3 again? I mean, that would be insane. Now, Louise hasn't played a Blizzard yet, so... Oh, he doesn't have one. Yeah, that's GG. That's GG. Moatar hits this, that's GG.
For my mistress.
Yeah, 30 points. 29. That's not really possible. With 1 spell mana and 5 mana, I don't think that's possible.
Now, I just cleaned my pipe.
Yeah. Close. But, not quite. I'm actually surprised in how well Louise did, even with the blunder. Because remember, he lost 20 stats with that misplay. If I was playing as Geminra, I would have just taken the 70% chance to win straight out. I may have lost, but... Okay. Okay, so this is the battle for 3rd place, and this is the grand final. Okay, grand final time, guys. Grand final. I lost the winner of the tournament. Not necessarily. This guy also has won 4 in a row against some of the best and most ambitious players in Defiance. This play of leading with Moatar is really sus. Again, like, if I was going up against Geminra the second time, my win rate would, like, double.
The void will have us all.
So, yeah. Though I guess that might be similar for people going against my deck, because I was kind of doing the same thing, trying to take people by surprise. But, yeah.
For my mistress.
Vile Guard here. Oh, he's gonna use the Mordecai. Okay. Oh no, okay. I thought he might Mordecai, but not quite. This thing has to sacrifice 3, so it's a bit tough. So he used Hero Call. I think he's playing the move deck. I think he's gonna steal the Moatar. Yep. So whenever you move an enemy unit, you can move it to your side if it has 6 or less attack. He's gonna steal the Moatar. 100%. The move deck was extremely good for a fairly short while, and other pieces of Infernal typically were better. But again, it has a very strong surprise factor. I doubt... Even though you see a Voidcaster has like the move ability, it's not necessarily playing the move deck. It's just like kind of obscure. I mean, he's playing Sacrifice. I think you just steal everything.
Come, brother.
Twins, Bulldog. Very nice. Steal that one too. Honestly, I would have played it here. But, makes sense. It'll have longer mileage there. Like, this card grows, so you want to kill it early. But this card, it's just going to stay there a long time.
Stay down, fool, where you belong.
It's going to hit... Wow, he doesn't hit Koth. Is he not planning on playing small units anymore? Okay. So the reason that surprises me is because usually the decks that run Dominus, they also run direct damage, like Lightning Bolts, which puts other cards that otherwise won't be in range. For example, Lightning Bolt, I believe, is 5 damage now, or is it 6? 5 or 6? So you'd Lightning Bolt this, then you would move it because it's now in range. So that would be a disaster, because Geminra needs some cards on his side of the board here. This is the final, yes. The winner gets a Mythic card.
Let the feast begin!
Sacrifice, deal damage equal to its attack. Okay. There it is. Like I said, direct damage is available. I think Geminra should have silenced the Dominus, but... Honestly, I haven't seen the move deck in a long time. So... Might be pretty limited experience playing against this. Or there might be a different angle that I'm missing. Okay, so he used the hero pull. So this works on units.
You will die alone.
Units are not heroes. If an ability can trigger on a hero and like a non-hero, it would say enemy. So this cannot steal Emperor Dartnesh, but an empty board Dartnesh here is... Oh man. So he did use his hero search to get Dominus. I would imagine every deck in a high-level tournament, and this is the highest level tournament, would be running the Disable, the Mecrodamus. So for sure he has one, but he has only 3 mana right now, so he can't play it right away. Kinda curious what he's gonna do.
You will die alone.
So he moved it there, so he doesn't gain tactical points for winning that lane also. Looks like he was not really able to steal anything, so he went with that play instead. Here comes the Moatar. Now, it's important to note that Rigged here did not play anything with his mana, so he might actually have a Mecrodamus. He was just banking mana for it on the following turn. If he does, we'll see it immediately.
Stay down.
There it is.
Where you belong.
So here you always hit Darknesh. That's the correct play. This is what I would have done if I knew he was playing it. And now Geminra has a really hard time getting anything on the board. So he is able to... Oh. I thought he would try to steal the Moatar.
Stay down, fool.
Interesting.
Where you belong.
Okay. Yeah, Geminra's obviously playing a deck where he wants to, like, absorb other units. So I would try to take all the Moatars. Oh my god, this guy is so insane at drawing all of them. But yeah, you can see the deck just falls apart when you can't just chain Darknesh absorbs. Just like that was like four stats. Or 2 stats. That was 2 stats. Right?
Die! Die! Die!
Okay. Deals 2 damage to a random foe on the opposite row, end of turn. All your strikers deal 2 extra damage for each ally you've sacrificed this game. Move Infernal is back. I mean, this is a really good deck. But yeah, most importantly, he had Mecrodamus, even with a 1-turn delay. Like, at this point, he's just gonna move the Gehebor here in front of Zerg, and he's just gonna nuke it for 16. I would say that Geminra's chance to win this game is now absolutely 0. There it is. I would even try to steal the Moatar so he has nothing whatsoever. But alright, I'm open-minded. What else could he do? He had his Emperor killed, but it did actually get sacrificed a few times. So he might have Vileguard Shabar to res it. But Vileguard Shabar costs 4, and this is the 10th turn. Right. Yeah. Landslide. There it is. That's the final. Rigged wins the Mythic. Congratulations. Oh, that last one ended there. Louise got 3rd place. 185 points. That's actually pretty crazy high. I don't know if I would be able to beat Louise with a game where he gets 185. My deck's around like 150, 160. Is there a way to know what Mythic card he won? Most of the good players are on their Discord. Looks like rigged is. Let's congratulate him. There, I'll ask him. But yeah, if you guys do want to get into the game, it's a browser game. You can sign up in like 2 seconds. You can even log in with your Google account. Oh, I got... What did I get? Oh, I got 10 gold and a common. That's literal participation prize. But yeah, you can join the Discord. They have a button in-game there. Yeah, I got knocked out right away by the Geminra guy. I got taken by surprise that he was playing Emperor. Honestly, I do not think I would have lost if I knew he was playing it. I have Mecrodamus, and I'm playing an Amir deck, so I can actually Mecra 2 cards. Like, if I know my opponent is playing Emperor Dartnesh, I will not lose with this deck. But, I mean, I played a fairly suboptimal deck to take people by surprise, and he was playing a fairly suboptimal deck to take people by surprise. I just thought I would be the one taking people by surprise, you know? Oh, let's see what he got. Witch Lurpa. There you go. So he got a Witch Lurpa. Witch Lurpa is a very playable mythic, so that's pretty good. He's happy with that. Alright.